Hurricane Matthew is making its move up the Florida coast as millions of people fear what the storm could bring. The latest on the storm track.
A Kentucky man on vacation in Florida tells us he'll be stuck there through the storm. What he's doing to stay safe.
Jonathan loved so many people and he touched so many lives, and he didn't deserve this.
A mother asked why days after losing her son in what police call a hit-and-run crash.
This is WKYT News.
It is going to be a long night along the Florida Atlantic coast as powerful Hurricane Matthew moves toward the shore. This is a live look now in Orlando, Florida, where the weather has been getting worse the last few hours. You can see the wind and a lot of rain there. Good evening to you. Much of Florida's east coast is now seeing heavy rain and wind from Matthew, and the storm is expected to cause problems all the way up to the Carolinas.
And this comes after Hurricane Matthew pounded the Bahamas all day. We begin tonight with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He has the latest on the storm's track and your no-wait forecast.
Yeah, this buzzsaw-looking hurricane continues to parallel the east coast of Florida right now, and so far it is, at least for the path of it, has been just a little to the east of what a lot of the guidance and the official track has been suggesting. So far it's kept the strongest winds just offshore. Now, does that mean it's going to continue as it rolls its way on up the east coast? We will see over the next several hours as that storm continues to work toward the northwest, slowly but surely. It has developed a little bit of dry air on the just outside of that inner eye wall, and that so far has kept it from strengthening just a little bit. You can see that drier pocket of air. Notice how you have a little absence of precipitation showing up here between the outer eye wall and the inner eye wall, so that has kept it from strengthening. It's actually weakened just a little bit since 6 o'clock this evening. Wind-wise, it's down to 130. Pressure is still about the same at 939 millibars. That is a Category 4 hurricane moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour. Live Defender Radar Network here into southeastern Florida and right on the coast, you can see that little pocket of some dry air, and if anything, looks like the southwestern side of that eye wall may have opened up just a little bit, so that dry air is making it a little more ragged, but nonetheless, it is working its way toward the northwest. Here's the Fort Pierce area. This is roughly the eye, about 55 miles offshore. That's going to continue to make a run toward the Titusville area in Daytona Beach, where right now the latest guidance is suggesting we could see that landfall as we go into later tonight. Here's the future radar showing this storm wrapping up around the eye that tries to come ashore now toward Titusville, not too far away from Melbourne, the Cape Canaveral area, and up toward Daytona Beach. This would be early tomorrow morning. Then notice how this storm just basically tight ropes the east coast all the way toward Daytona with those strongest winds. By 11 o'clock tomorrow, Daytona up toward Jacksonville. Guys, from there, it's going to head toward Savannah, Hilton Head, maybe Charleston, South Carolina. We'll track that, and of course, we're going to focus on the weather back here in the Bluegrass State. I've got a big temperature drop coming for the weekend.
Tonight, authorities in Haiti said that nearly 300 deaths, and that's way up from earlier tonight, are now being blamed on the hurricane, and damage assessments are ongoing in the Bahamas.
President Obama has declared a state of emergency for both Florida and South Carolina. This is another live look now at Orlando. People along the coast fear that Matthew will bring a devastating blow. Don Champion has the latest now from Florida.
Hurricane Matthew is making its presence known in Florida. The outer bands of the storm started pounding southern parts of Florida's Atlantic coast with heavy winds and waves late this afternoon. Forecasters expect the storm to make landfall near Cape Canaveral overnight.
This storm's a monster. I'm going to pray for everybody's safety.
Governor Rick Scott urged people to seek shelter before it's too late, but some intend to ride out the storm at home.
We've been through so many of these and not had any serious altercations. Hopefully it'll be the same thing.
Officials condemned that kind of overconfidence.
You're a fool, because this hurricane is unlike any other hurricane we've seen.
Matthew is packing sustained winds of more than 100 miles per hour. A storm surge of more than 11 feet could also flood part of the coastline.
9 out of 10 people who have died as a result of water. The wind can be damaging and deadly too. All the hazards are in play, an extremely dangerous situation.
Buildings across South Florida are boarded up. Grocery stores' shelves are empty. Florida's major airports look like ghost towns. Amusement parks are shuttered. The governor warned people to expect power outages for days.
You should do everything you can to be self-sufficient for 3 days.
As the storm took aim, more than 2 million people from Florida to the Carolinas were told to move inland. Don Champion, CBS News, Orlando.
Many Kentuckians who were on vacation this week in Florida decided to head home before Matthew hit, but others say they'll be staying until the storm passes. New tonight, WKYT's Monique Blair talked to a Somerset man and a former WKYT news anchor who are both bracing for the storm. She continues our top story team coverage.
Actually, it's a little bit eerie.
David Sparks knows this dark and still Orlando sky could be the calm before the storm.
We were told that once the winds reach 45 miles an hour, we cannot come out of the room. They've actually asked everyone to be off the streets tonight by 6 p.m., which that's already passed.
Sparks and his wife, who live in Somerset, have been camping at a Disney World campground all week until they were forced to relocate to an actual building this morning for safety purposes. Sparks says staff members have already passed out flashlights to each guest, and for now, Sparks says he feels perfectly safe.
Just going to take it as it comes. Everyone's been very kind. We've met a lot of nice people here, and we're just going to ride it out together.
About 130 miles north in St. Augustine and about 20 miles from the coast, former WKYT news anchor Stacey Ellison talked to us from her home.
I think it's interesting when the rest of the country is watching this. It is a little different than when you're here because we are getting kind of the local breakdown of what's going to happen in our neighborhood. So we're good.
Ellison has stocked up on water, gas, and non-perishables, but she says that's nothing compared to what others who live near the coast are going through.
Really, it puts it in perspective when you know there are other people who boarded up their windows and took their valuables and had to leave.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
And some people in Kentucky are already lending a helping hand to those impacted by Hurricane Matthew.
The Bluegrass chapter of the American Red Cross says that 11 workers from Kentucky have been sent to Florida or the Carolinas. They're helping with shelters and other relief efforts. They also took 3 emergency response vehicles with them.
Emergency response vehicle is a vehicle that we can load in with supplies and food so that we can do mass feeding, mass care. We can deliver cleanup kits and comfort kits to those who need it.
The Lexington Fire Department said tonight it's making 3 firefighters available to head to either Florida or South Carolina for storm relief. Kentucky Emergency Management is also sending assistance to the Southeast. Management leaders said that they received requests from South Carolina and Florida asking for volunteer coordinators, public information officers, water rescue teams, and incident management teams. Those workers will help emergency management crews in hard-hit areas. For more coverage on Hurricane Matthew, go to our website, WKYT.com. You'll also find updates on the WKYT News app.
His heartbroken family just wants to know why it happened. Tonight, we're learning more about a Lexington man police say was killed by a hit-and-run driver. 21-year-old Jonathan Adams died early Tuesday morning after being hit near the intersection of North Broadway and New Circle Road. New tonight, Garrett Weimer talked to Adams' mother and brother.
3 precious words are now even more precious to Sandy Montgomery.
We told each other how much we loved each other, and that was the last time I talked to him. And he sounded okay, you know. He sounded okay.
Montgomery says Jonathan struggled with depression and other issues. She calls him a restless spirit who, after being bullied growing up, was accepted on the streets. So that's where he often slept.
He was not homeless. He chose to be with the homeless because they were his family too.
But this family just can't grasp how a driver could leave their Jonathan for dead.
We don't know what happened. We don't know why it happened, you know, and your whole world just, erupts in questions.
I don't understand how they could leave my child broken and dying on the side of the road and not even stop And that torments me because I think he was just alone, you know. And why couldn't you at least stop, you know, for whatever reason?
They say they forgive whoever hit him. They just need answers.
Jonathan loved so many people, and he touched so many lives, and he didn't deserve this.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Adam's visitation is scheduled for 4 tomorrow afternoon at Millward Funeral Home on North Broadway. A memorial service will begin at 5.
New tonight, Lexington police are trying to figure out who fired a shot that ended up inside a home. It happened before 8 tonight at an apartment on Raleigh Road in the Eastland neighborhood. Police say a man was lying in bed when he heard glass crashing in his home, but he said he didn't see or hear anything else. He was not injured. Police say some people nearby told them they heard a gunshot but didn't see anything. Police do not think the man was targeted. They say his home just happened to be hit by a stray bullet. New tonight, a police chase leading to a crash in Mercer County tonight. The Mercer County Sheriff's Office is saying the chase started in Harrodsburg and ended in a crash on US 127 north of town. Investigators say no officers were injured and the suspect was airlifted to the hospital. No word on his condition tonight.
Some frightening moments for police in southern Kentucky. They say a man tried to hit them with his truck during a chase. That's in 9 minutes.
And then a theft from a Kentucky Army post now has 6 soldiers facing federal charges.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Dealing with some nice weather across the Bluegrass State. Boy, you see what's going on into Florida, the Carolinas, and Georgia. You almost feel guilty for the nice weather. Wish we could just kind of balance it out a little bit. But we are going to see more of the same around here over the next couple of days as temperatures take a big slide. Let's get into it, show you what's going on late this evening at the midnight hour. Not a whole lot of weather going on across the Bluegrass State as of now. Things are fairly calm and quiet. Temperatures across the Ohio Valley are into the 60s, but a big change is off to our west. Don't believe me? Look at the temperature map. There's a little wow in this, huh? 76 St. Louis, 30 into Valentine, Nebraska, 29 Casper, Wyoming. This is a true blast of wintertime air that is surging into the Plain States. Now, that's going to modify some by the time it gets here. And at one point today, Kansas, we were getting tornadoes. Nebraska, we were getting snow. At the same time. That's when you know you've got a potent fall cold front. That arrives on Saturday with a big temperature drop. Tomorrow, or I should say later today, 75 to 80 into much of central and eastern Kentucky. Start you out a little later this morning, 8 o'clock, 50s into much of the area. We go into the middle of the day, 70s will show up. Upper 70s to around 80. Chance for a shower into parts of eastern Kentucky with a little more cloud cover. We look awfully mild as we go into our Friday evening. By Saturday, though, the cold front is on top of the region. Has just a small threat for a shower with it. Look at the temperatures, much cooler to the north and northwest. Noontime temperature, low 60s. Afternoon temperatures, around 64, 65 degrees. Quick drop coming up by 8 o'clock Saturday. Mid-50s show up. 11 o'clock, 48, 49 degrees. Look at what we have cooking for Sunday morning. 41, 42, 40, 39 has been showing up on the map for a couple of locations. Sunday at noon, 68 degrees. It's another beautiful afternoon, and it will feel a whole lot better again this weekend with mid-60s coming up. Let's take you into the tropics now, and off the coast of Florida, we continue to watch Matthew. Nothing has changed since we talked to you at the top of the show. It's still entraining a little bit of dry air, and it's a little more ragged looking late this evening. Still a Category 4, 130 miles per hour, and I'm looking at this eye that has, at least on radar, opened up on the southwestern side of that, as some of that dry air is trying to get entrained into this. So the eye is opened a little bit. That's a sign that it is at least not strengthening right now, and that dry air is doing a little number on it. Storm is approximately 52 miles exactly offshore from Florida on the coast there near Fort Pierce. That'll continue to drift its way toward the northwest, and if it is to make landfall officially, right now, best bet would be from Melbourne up toward the Daytona Beach area. And by the way, you've got some loved ones in Orlando, Disney. We're talking about these spiraling bands of showers and thunderstorms continuing to whiplash in as that storm heads up the east coast. It's going to do a loop, by the way. It'll run the Carolinas and then head back toward the Bahamas, likely in weakened fashion, but it may at least have an outside shot of striking Florida again in about 6 or 7 days. 7-day forecast is very, very nice around here, upper 70s to around 80 on our Friday. Big changes, though, this weekend. It's nice, windy, and cool.
Well, that's added insult to injury, isn't it, to think it could come back around?
Yeah, I wanted to show a map that showed the complete loop of this. I mean, it basically does a circle and comes right back into the Bahamas.
All right, Chris,
Crazy.
thank you.
A country music star had a scare today before one of his concerts, how he did not let it stop him from performing in 8 minutes. A close call for some Williamsburg police officers. They say a man nearly hit them with his truck during a chase in Whitley County.
Police released dash cam video showing part of that chase. They say it started when a truck with no plates or taillights pulled up to a house at the center of a theft investigation. They say the driver, 24-year-old Brandon Stinnett, then drove off and wouldn't stop. At one point, police say he nearly hit some officers along Log Cabin Road.
And I've been in a lot of crazy situations, but this was by far the worst.
Police say they fired 3 shots at the truck as it went by and it soon crashed. Police then arrested Stinnett. They say he had some drugs on him. No one was seriously injured.
New tonight, 6 soldiers from Fort Campbell now face federal charges accused of stealing sensitive Army equipment. Investigators say more than $1 million in restricted equipment was sold and shipped, mostly to anonymous eBay bidders. They say some of the bidders were in Russia and China. Investigators say the equipment included sniper telescopes, flight helmets, and machine gun parts. They say 2 civilians also face charges in the case. New tonight, Corbin police have issued a golden alert for a missing man. They say Luther Atkins has not been seen since around noon today. Police say Atkins went to a doctor's appointment in London, then left, but no one has heard from him since. Police say Atkins is believed to have dementia. They say he's driving a gray 2002 Buick Park Avenue car with a Kentucky license plate, personalized to say jockey.
We have some new information tonight about the deadly crash of a commuter train in New Jersey. Federal investigators now say the New Jersey Transit train was going twice the speed limit when it crashed into a terminal in Hoboken last week. They also say the train's engineer hit the emergency brake less than a second before the crash. 1 person died in the crash and more than 100 people were injured.
New tonight, country music star Luke Bryan did not let a broken bone keep him from performing at a concert in Tennessee. Friends say Bryan was injured in a bicycle accident at a farm near Knoxville this afternoon and was taken to a hospital. He later tweeted that he had a broken clavicle, but that all was good and his concert tonight outside Knoxville was still on. And sure enough, he did show up to perform tonight. And as someone who's been through some bicycle accidents, I know it can always be worse. So.
And let's hope he had that helmet on for sure.
Yeah,
Sounds like he probably did.
Exactly.
So. Just ahead, high school football on a Thursday night.
Well, that's right. Bryan Station, Dunbar, Tates Creek, Madison Central will have the highlights for you. And the Cats reach the midway point of the season Saturday. How does Mark Stoops feel his team is physically? Sports is next. Stay with us. Coach Mark Stoops saying his team had good practices this week, getting ready for Vanderbilt Saturday afternoon. Now, the Cats have had some injuries, but tackle Cole Mosier and receiver Dorian Baker will be back this weekend. And Stoops says physically his team is in good shape, hitting the midway point of the season.
We're excited. I think the guys are really in a good spot for the 6th of a 6-game stretch. I think we're in a pretty good spot, really. We're relatively healthy, as healthy as you can be, but I think the guys have good focus and energy, and we're excited to get in front of our home fans and play here Saturday.
Last year in Nashville, Vandy was able to pull off this trick play and the Commodores beat Kentucky 21-17. That was a must game last November as the Cats missed out on a bowl. It would appear to be another must game this year.
We know what type of game it is. Even though last year it left a bad taste in our mouth, we got to win this game. So that's the type of game it is. We have to win.
And it'll be a 4 o'clock kickoff Saturday as Vanderbilt takes on Kentucky on the SEC Network. A pair of key district matchups on a Thursday night, and we begin with Tates Creek and Madison Central. The Indians get it and go on their first drive of the evening. From the 31, Zach Harden going over the middle, wide open Keenan Miller, and it's touchdown try. The next possession, more of the same. Harden again to the air, He lofts it up for Christian Everly, who makes the nice grab, 13-0 Madison Central. One more for good measure. Look at this play. Harden looking for Miller, who makes the tough catch, and then it's a tug of war. Miller will win that too. Madison Central rolling tonight by a final count of 50-14. Back in Lexington, Bryan Station and Dunbar. The Dogs come out firing early. Gavin Bugg firing into the flat finds Isaiah Yeast. He lowers his head, picking up 22, but Dunbar couldn't cash in. After a scoreless first, Bryan Station strikes Jalen Burbage. Short toss to Chris Jones, and he will take it to the house. 71 yards later, touchdown, 7-0 Defenders. And the Defenders had more. Burbage, the bubble screen, Kendrick Curry, this one covering 33 yards and a touchdown. Bryan Station winning big tonight, 54-20. Wenyan Gabriel gives John Calipari a versatile forward with a high motor. The 6'9" freshman out of Manchester, New Hampshire can play inside or outside. He can't say just how he'll be positioned on the court.
I don't think about positions either, so we don't really focus on that. Like, he's going to put on the 5 best players that he thinks he wants on the floor. So you kind of just work, you want to be one of those 5 players.
On to baseball, American League Division Series, Toronto at Texas, and in the third inning, Josh Donaldson. Extra bases down the left field line, an RBI double. Blue Jays go up 1-0. Then after Jose Bautista singled home another run, the bases were loaded. Troy Tulowitzki sends one to right center. On the triple, all 3 runners come in. 5-0 Toronto. Blue Jays get another run in the fourth. Solo home run off the bat of Melvin Upton Jr. It was all Toronto. 10-1 the final. And in Cleveland tonight, the Red Sox led the Indians 2-1 in the third. But Roberto Perez belted this solo home run to right. That tied it 2-2. 2 batters later, Jason Kipnis, a former Wildcat, jumping on a pitch, sending it deep to right center. That was gone, 3-2 Indians. And the next man up, Francisco Lindor. Another home run. 3 solo shots in the inning for Cleveland. And the Indians hold on to win it by a final count of 5-4. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Hurricane Matthew still offshore of Florida, getting close though, heading toward the Daytona area late tonight, early tomorrow morning, fighting some dry air right now, guys.
All right, we will see you back here later today.
Have a good day.